everyone, and welcome to Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast. My name is Jessica Fuentes, and I am a certified professional coach. I will be here every Saturday talking about transformation. How to transform those difficulties you encounter throughout your life into lessons. How can you transform that victim mindset into one of opportunity and growth? If you want to transform your life, the key is to learn and realize that you have everything you need within yourself. If you are looking for a safe place to find inspiration, motivation, and the tools to become empowered, then this is the podcast to listen to. This podcast is brought to you by my website, Empowered-SelfLove.com. Thank you for joining me every Saturday. And today I am releasing the 4th official episode. And I want to thank you all for listening every week. Thank you for your support and for making Empowered by Self-Love, the podcast, part of your Saturday routine. As of today, I have seen the growth, and I wanted to share with you that in less than 1 month of the release of this podcast, I've had over 1,000 views between YouTube, Apple Podcasts, and Spotify. I am extremely thankful and grateful for your warm welcome. My hope is to bring you the tools that enriches your life and that helps you become more empowered. So thank you for sharing with your friends and family, and let's continue to spread the knowledge and the inspiration. In this episode, I will be talking about self-love. Hi and welcome. Thank you for joining me this Saturday, and I wish for you to feel well, energetic, and ready for today's topic, which is self-love. This is a topic that everyone is talking about, and it also caught my attention because I always felt less than everyone else, and it didn't make any sense to me to continue to feel like that. So today I want to share with you what it has meant for me to learn to love myself. This is a journey. It is not a destination. It is getting accustomed to the idea that it is not selfish to love yourself over anyone else. For some reason, we have all been conditioned to believe that if you care too much about yourself, you're being selfish or you're a narcissistic person. That is such a limiting belief. Self-love is to take care of yourself, of your mental health above anything else, of your body with the things that you eat and how you keep yourself active on a daily basis. It is what you feed your head with. Are you settled or are you hungry for knowledge and growth? That is a key factor as to where you will be heading. Are you content with your life or are you always upset with the way things unfold for you? What thoughts do you hear in your head? Are they constructive or destructive? Transformation begins with the way you treat yourself. If you're always giving it all to everyone else but you, then let me tell you, there's a problem. So let me give you an example. Let's say you help because it is part of your personality. You enjoy it. However, you notice that the people or the person that you're helping don't show appreciation, and they see you that you're all stressed out and overwhelmed, and they continue to demand you helping them and you giving and giving and giving. So you still continue to help and you put yourself aside. Now, by doing a good deed, you're now stressed out, overwhelmed, and have no time to take care of yourself. And to top it all, you don't feel valued or appreciated by this person. Is that something you're okay with? Do you not notice the lack of respect? The lack of consideration? I mean, you're showing that you care. You offer to help. But rather than showing appreciation, the other person is loading you with more and more things to do. I'm sorry, but to me, the one that is being selfish is the other person. It's not you. Why would it be wrong to establish rules or limits? Why would it be wrong to say no or say stop? Why would it be wrong to even let go of the idea to continue to help that person? I have personally been in those shoes one too many times, and I know it is hard to say no because if you're like me and your love language is giving, then it's hard to say no. And you're always there offering, but what about the lack of consideration that is present? That is a sign that you cannot ignore because it is showing that the other person don't care. They are the ones that are being selfish. So in a situation like that, it is time to set myself or yourself aside and do something about it. Another example is when a parent is constantly talking down to you or is constantly telling you how to do things just because they are the authority, even though you're an adult and you don't depend on them at all. I mean, it's okay for your parents to show that they care, and I can even accept the fact that, they care and they want to give you advice because they want the best for you. But imposition and manipulation is another thing. Why is it okay for others to talk down to you, even when the other people mean your parents? And why is it wrong for you to speak up and say something along the lines of, thank you for your advice, but I will do things differently? Another example of self-love is to not tolerate or accept anything that makes you feel disrespected or accept anything that doesn't align with who you are. By doing things for other people that show no respect or value to your help or to your person, or by tolerating disrespect, even from your parents. And just by you feeling uncomfortable or upset with someone else's treatment towards you is a sign that you need to work on loving yourself a little bit more. Does this mean that you need to have difficult conversations? Yeah. Does this mean that you might need to distance yourself from certain people in your life? Yes. Does this mean that you could even need to remove certain people from your life forever? Yes. Does it mean that you will be judged? Oof. You bet on it. Does this mean that you will feel uncomfortable during the process? Hell yeah. Change is never easy. It takes time. But loving yourself should be your priority. How can you be the best version of yourself if you allow others to take advantage of you? If you allow others to disrespect you? Or if you allow others to mistreat you? Why is it seen as mean or wrong to establish boundaries or to say no? Well, let me tell you, it is not wrong. It is not entitlement. It is self-love. And let me tell you even more. Even the way you keep your financial life shows how much you love yourself. If you have a job and you generate enough money to pay for all of your monthly expenses and you still don't have enough, it is because you're spending the money elsewhere and you're not giving yourself the love and respect you deserve. You're inflicting pain and struggle upon yourself. Why? Well, ask yourself why. Why do you allow others to inflict pain, and why do you allow even yourself to do so as well? So let me tell you, you're not alone. And this is not an attack. It is an eye-opening opportunity. Like I said, this is a process. It doesn't happen overnight. looking deep inside you, inside your core values, and finding out the reasons behind your behavior up until now is key to start showing up for yourself and showing yourself how much you care and love yourself. You need to understand why you accept things that you shouldn't. You need to understand why you have acted a certain way when you actually didn't feel comfortable acting that way anyways. You need to understand why you feel like it is not okay to speak up. Understand why you inflict pain upon yourself and you stress yourself up with financial situations that you really don't need. Find the real reasons why by doing a self-analysis of your life. This is the way to begin the process to get to know who you truly are and why it is that you're the way you are today. If you're not happy with anything from your past, there is nothing you can do about it. However, right there, you have the opportunity to grow and learn from the mistakes to transform yourself into the greatest version you can be. Use your past as that lesson. Use your past as a stepping stone towards improvement. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and move on to become the new version of yourself. You can transform yourself. You can transform your life. Going through with this process is a very brave decision to make. The process might be harsh, but it is also very worth it. I began my journey of self-love by speaking to a therapist. It did help. It helped a lot. Then I started reading. I wanted to understand all the whys of myself. I needed to leave the old me behind and transform my life and be happy with my new version. I read a book that my therapist recommended called Love Me, Don't Leave Me. I first refused to even buy it because with that title, I thought it was about begging for love. Well, the saying, don't judge the book by its cover, really does apply here. Because the book was transformational for me. It took me back in time in a way that helped me understand the psychological explanation of my behavior. It helped me to get to know who I really was. I realized so much while reading and doing the exercises in the book because you have to go and dig deep. It's like a deep research and analysis of yourself. It took some time. It took tears. It took realizing many things I saw as normal when they weren't. It took accepting myself and forgiving myself. And from that point on, I felt I had empowered myself. It was like closing the door of a room full of scary things. The room I lived in all my life. I was finally ready to lock myself out of it and walk away to a better life. I still look back sometimes, but I realize how blessed I have been ever since I made the decision to transform my life for the better. Some days are harder than others, and I need to remind myself what I deserve and what I don't. It requires me to remind myself when it is okay to speak up and when it is okay to say no. If I was able to do it, trust me, I am certain that you can do it too. Life becomes so much better when you realize your worth, and therefore, you learn to love yourself more than anyone else. Being present for yourself first allows you to give the best version of yourself to others. But you first need to love yourself. Because if you go by your life with a broken foot without taking care of it, you won't be able to go too far, and neither will you be able to help others, even when you're trying to do so. So, taking care of yourself is the very first step into caring for others and giving them your very best. So, the 5 takeaways I'd like to highlight about today's episode are: number 1, that learning to love yourself is a journey. It requires hard work in challenging your old ways of thinking in which you will place others above yourself. It is time to challenge that mentality. Number 2, pay attention to the way you allow others to treat you. If you allow disrespect, you are then teaching others that you're okay with it. If you're not okay with it, it is time to say no. Number 3, saying no is hard, especially when you care and love the other person. But self-love is about choosing yourself over anyone else. Sometimes that might mean to have difficult conversations or to distance yourself from people you love or even cut ties with those people. Number 4, look inside your core values and ask yourself, why have you not loved or respected yourself more? Why is it that you continue to sabotage yourself? Number 5, on those hard days, because there will be hard days, remind yourself what you deserve. You are worthy of love and respect from others, but mostly from yourself. If you feel that this is a message you connected with, I am very glad and happy that this will be the beginning of an extraordinary journey of transformation and empowerment for you. So remember that we have a date every Saturday. You can't miss the next episode in which I will be talking about establishing boundaries. Thank you for listening to today's episode, and I hope that you enjoyed it and that it brought some perspective as well as hope. If there is any particular topic you would like me to discuss, or if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me via email at jessica.fuentes@empowered-selflove.com. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. You can find me there as Empowered-selflove. I also encourage you to visit my webpage, Empowered-selflove.com, and explore more about what coaching is all about. In the Services tab, you can sign in for the free discovery session, which is only available on Wednesdays. During the discovery session, I will explain everything you need to know about coaching, the type of coaching I specialize in, and the packages I have available for you. You can find all the links on the episode's notes. Remember, if you like this content or thought of somebody that could benefit from it, please share it with your friends and family. Remember that we have a date every Saturday, and I can't wait for us to meet again. See you next week!